What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. Before we break into those lightning overdrive pre-sales and what I think about them, I just want to shout out Amanda LaPalm Art. You can use code What'sGood5 for 5% off. While I cannot escape my eternal rivals here on Market Watch, the Dragon Maids, Amanda is making them look very nice. There will only be 300 pairs of these lilac dice, and leave it to Amanda also to come up with colors that I've never heard of and put them into her art. Yeah, she created mauve. Not really, but you get what I'm saying. I did not know mauve existed as a color, and it does look freaking cool. And then she went also with raw unpainted metal dice that look amazing. Here's an example with her reward dice. I really think the art ends up popping despite it being the similar color of the lighter gray inside, darker gray outside on these, and I look forward to how these turn out. Anything limited with Amanda tends to go fast, so get that discount, support the channel, and also be looking at these. She's also doing a field center for charity, Dark Magician Girl X Harpy, two of the classic waifus. How dare you cut off the bird feet over here though, Amanda. And then Kaiba X Yugi, and if she reaches her stretch goal that's $25, actually becomes two field centers as I understand it, and they will both be standalone art instead of a double-sided one, which is really awesome. I love that she's raising all the proceeds towards a charity. And then the Trap Tricks bundle is still up, and the last day to get the Apprentice Magician Field Center and the other Dragon Maid Field Center is here today. They will be gone tomorrow, I believe, and you can still use code What'sGood5 for 5% off. Support the channel on any of her awesome art. That being said, let's break in first to TCG Player. We see prices down from yesterday on Lightning Overdrive as the competition heats up. I wonder why they might be skyrocketing down, because like the Resurgent was just $52 and now it's down in price. Competition heating up a little bit, but really Amazement Administrator up towards $54. The Grand Radiance up towards $45. Drytron actually under those. Rudy Rose down further. And who said Dark Honest would fall to $40 after the first month in Zodiac? Yeah, I told you I would bet against those odds, and already in pre-sales were far under. This is actually a React Andy. I have not got to see these prices on Tier 0 yet. I've just loaded the page, and if you want US dollars up here, you can. They also have Australian, Canadian, free international shipping, and of course you can use code What'sGood5 for 5% off to support the channel directly. Let's see how they listed. I believe these are just placeholders when it comes to the Starlights. They don't know how many Starlights they will pull. It's kind of estimations. I've even said I thought Black Rose would end up being $1,000 Starlight over time, but shocking to see the early price up here as the placeholder, and lineup much more reasonable, especially for a Charmer. Let's get into it. And Diviner Herald at $78, and then the 5% off there, assuming you'll be using a promo code. And then the second place, Drytron Moon Beta, which is the early predictions that would be in second place, and everything else way cheaper than TCG Player for now. We have the Administrator towards $34. I actually don't think this will end up third place long term. While Konami really pushed this archetype, it feels like they might be going with their marketing on that, and I don't think, like, the deck does have potential as a rogue deck, maybe piercing into a top cut here or there, but I think it's going to be a lot like S-Force, where it just goes down over time and almost gets there, I don't know how I feel about that overall, but the deck definitely could prove me wrong. We see the Resurgence at $28, almost half of what it is over here. That's the Plant Link Boy, if I'm not mistaken, and that's a pretty good card, so I can see why it's trying to fill in value and do what it does with all these pre-sellers. And then we have the Grand Radiance behind Rudy Rose at $25. Amazing Ticket Time Secret Rare, which is also an ultra rare at Sneak Peek, and we've seen this weird thing where the Sneak Peek promos are worth more than their Secret Rare counterparts. Dark Honest already under 20. I call that easy clap mode, and a lot of people just want it for their collections to match Honest for the history. That's it though. That doesn't sell. Look at the Armed Dragon level 10 Thunder. I thought it would be way higher than what it's fallen down to, and those just tend to go down over time, so I might even wait through pre-sales. But this is one that I could see people trying to force week one with a buyout and then people not wanting to take less. But with a core set, there's so much freaking competition that I think this is a great early listing price, and I do think it'll go down even from there. The Double Book of Moon has a lot of people talking as a tech option. I think it's similar to Get Out, though. In its price history, it may even see some play, end up bumping up later, but I think it'll fall down towards like $8 to $12, similar to how Get Out was back in the day, that trap tech card. And this is a quick play tech card of 2, of course, but you end up with that cost. I feel like in terms of meta and gameplay, it'll end up similar to that. We have ZS Ascended Sage at 10. We have the Trap Tricks cards. I'm surprised. I actually, sometimes Tier 0 plays against the market and list up. They've actually listed under with the Trap Tricks too. I thought these would be the money ultras, but they're behind other things. This is very interesting, and it really shows that pre-sellers are chopping up their value, just going for all these different pieces because they know people are in this set for very specific things, and they've really made these accessible to where if you get a playset of each, you're not at free shipping on the website. Now, are you? That's kind of crazy. I have something for you for that, by the way. But yeah, Trap Tricks, definitely down in price, 710, 710. You also have Riona here at 710. You have the new Live Twin, the Christmas card, so to speak, $6, and everything else very affordable, very cheap early in this set. So what are my thoughts on, Line of the Light Charmer, one of the most useful charmers at $3. That could actually go up in price for a super rare. You have an increased amount of super rares versus past core sets, starting with Eternity Code on and that new ratio. There's only 50 commons now, so supers, ultras, and secrets are all harder to get on some front. This might actually be something good to hold on to as the set drops, but it could go down in price from competition and sellers there. You also have Bear Bloom, aka Bear Brum, now around $3. I really like how cheap everything is turning out. Besides, we already knew she'd be paying for it, Diviner of Heralds, but this is no $100 pre-sale, as many people were like, oh my gosh, $100 on TCG, she is a $100 card, she's only gonna go up from here. Yeah, that's not exactly what happened, and we do see very available down in price here, early speculation from Tier 0, as they seem to be on the ball with turn and burning this set. Now, as I said, some of you guys might have trouble getting to that free shipping in your cart. A lot of awesome accessories dropped today on their site and have been on their site for a couple days. Also, like the Blue Eyes Gold and Dark Magician Gold, Dark Magician, metal cards. I wanted to say Field Centers for a second. I'm so used to that. But these are actually gold-plated metal cards, and they're freaking awesome. I love actually collecting these, and I believe they're limited to 5,000 copies. Also, the Egyptian Slifer Raw Obelisk bundles have been selling almost as insane as the Masquerena stuff, but they have them pieced out individually too, to where you can get just sleeves, just the playmats. A ton of you guys have been asking me where you can end up ordering like that. So you have these pre-orders also there. And then the Pot of Greed keychain is a sleeper. I love this guy. So there's a lot of accessories and other things you can end up adding to your carts, but a lot of these are pre-orders also, so do be aware of that. They're not going to come out for a while, the God card stuff, sooner than later, but I like that they piece it all out individually where you can pre-order it on its own rather than, you know, just having to buy the bundle, and also offering a competitive bundle on top. My thoughts on Lightning Overdrive as it sinks in is this is more how I did expect it to turn out, and I'm surprised that, you know, they look at TCG Player before they do their pre-sales, that they've gone along that route necessarily and said, okay, we're going to ignore everything else. We're going to ignore this being double in price, and that's what I love about Tier 0. They just do their own thing. They look at what's good for them, and they go in, but I do think a lot of prices will still drop from here, so you want to kind of decide, what do I think will be going up? You're gambling when you do that, of course, with pre-sales, but almost every time we see something spike in the opening weekend lately, or be underestimated early and go far, far up and beyond what it is, I feel like a lot of this is specific support, though, and that rarely goes up. Like Animordor Archosaur is kind of the exception to the rule, where usually specific support, people end up getting what they want, and then it chills out from there until the deck really gets proven crazy results. But Rogue has become pricier than ever as well, so I'd like to kind of wait and see how things turn out. I think Amazement will be down in price, but I could be wrong on that. Maybe the demand is here in the TCG. A lot of people are hyping that early, but I'm just not feeling it. Rudy Rose, as much as people make fun of the name, is completely generic, and I do respect the card and theme of it, but again, it still goes kind of specific into the decks you would be playing, and yeah, a lot of specific updates, which makes it great for buying the singles right now. And I do want to shout out here at the end, I've noticed that the prices are way up for the sealed still. A lot of vendors trying not to undercut each other. And over at Gamer's Choice, I know this is almost all been tier 0, I want to spread the level a little. They have put back in a lot of different sealed, but Lightning Overdrive, they have $60 individual boxes, which you can use code WhatsGood5 on, support the channel directly, and they have cases where it's back down to around $52 a box if you are case diving for that Black Rose. I don't necessarily suggest it. I personally think buying the singles is really good here. I think there's tons of other better sealed to gamble on, like King's Court, Battles of Legend, insanely cheap right now, and even like certain structure decks, like the Slifer or Obelisk structure, or you have the Cyber structure where you could have Infinite Impermanence. I think there's so many better things than Lightning Overdrive sealed to go for, but I could see this end up having this kind of thing where it's out almost everywhere but Gamer's Choice in terms of having decent pricing. Like, I think even on tier 0, the sealed is up there in price. Yeah, $80 a box. Something super weird is happening with this sealed, despite, like, vendors not really having a good estimated value pulled, and Chase Starlights alone don't do that. So maybe people did underorder this ahead of time. I'll actually ask for numbers in a second, but just something is really weird, like where you don't have $60 boxes right now and you have so many different listers, and a ton of the websites also have it pulled. It's just off to me, and I don't personally like seeing vendors try to hold the line, but this one's weird because a lot of other websites are out of it or up in price too. But Gamer's Choice, if you are in for it sealed, you think something's up with it, you think long-term it might be good sealed, there you go. That's where to get it right now. I'd be going for the singles, piecing it out, and tier 0 is defeating the market on a very large scale on most of the prices right now, and I would be looking them up, as TCG Player also will probably ramp up to compete with these prices. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy these more in-depth kind of my thought details on products and what's happening, and check out Amanda Lapalm art for all of those awesome freaking updates, limited items, limited time items. I know she doesn't like to keep stock, so things tend to go off her site, and you know, the paycheck comes Friday sometimes. I understand, but she's really cranking up the production, and she's been working a lot on it too. I've seen a lot of comments on like, oh, instead of these new products she needs to ship out. If you haven't paid attention to her Facebook, she's updated. She's got a whole new team managing the customer service email. She's been working on also getting people to help her ship out. She did have delays with the Zodiac and Beatrice deck boxes, as she did publicly show, and she's got a lot of the Zodiac bundles out now as well, and she's working on project by project. All the updates are on her Facebook. I will link that down below too if you're curious to check it out. Thanks for watching, everybody.